beautiful glass coasters, coasters that you make yourself. I'll show you how. Take 2 pieces of glass and clean the inside of your coaster. Don't worry about the outside yet. And then place whatever you choose to display. If you have a nice pair of tweezers, you can just put your flowers. Oops, any dust. Just make sure you don't include any dust or fallen blossoms. Oh, this looks like a starburst, or it actually looks like fireworks. Isn't that beautiful? Now place your other piece of glass right on top. And now you can use your fingers. Don't worry about fingerprints. And these little bulldog clips are great. It will hold the glass in place, and then you apply your tape around the outside. The tape is exactly the right width, and this is an adhesive tape, so when you use it, you just pull off the backing, applying it to one edge of the glass. I like to start right next to my clip because I know that it's closed very well right there. And you use your burnishing tool to press the tape in place and go all the way around the perimeter. A very decorative coaster, one that's very useful too. And make sure you clean it up, make it sparkly, stack them in a stack, give them as a gift to friends, make enough for yourself so that you always have beautiful coasters right on your coffee table. Good for cocktails, good for teacups, good for anything, just to protect the surface of a fine wooden table or a lacquer table or a bamboo table. When you get to the end, you can overlap slightly, cut off your tape, and don't forget to really finish off that tape by burnishing with that burnishing end of your provided wooden tool. And there you have a spectacular coaster handmade by you. Well, you know, this is the time of year when you need to have tissues close at hand. And I have a simple craft that'll help. A handmade tissue holder in a clever package like this is a very good thing. And it's so easy to make. No sew. Use ultra suede or felt, the 2 very simple fabrics that don't need any overcasting or anything. And use this material. It's called Steam a Seam. And we're using version number 2. Now cut out a square 6 by 7, a rectangle, and apply 2 pieces of Steam a Seam along each edge, each long edge, and then just iron it on with a kind of a medium hot iron. This is a very simple process, and it does not take a long time to make these. The decoration, of course, might take you a little longer. If you're going to do the Cantato Corners tree, cutting that out will take you a little bit of time, but look how pretty it looks. Okay, so then you can then pull the paper off. Just pull that off, and then here's a swap out. Fold up the sides, and then fold down this just to overlap 1/4 of an inch. And when you steam again with your press cloth, you will seal the edges very nicely and evenly. And you have your little package that will hold the tissues. Okay, so we have that's all done. Here's our swap. And to decorate, well, again, use a larger piece of the Steam and Seam. Put any beautiful image that you like. Here's Francesca, of course. Pull the paper off. Iron Francesca right onto the top of the little tissue holder. And insert your tissue pack, and there you have the cutest little tissue holder. And there's a good thing that my 5 Himalayan cats can't help but purr over, a handmade feather and bell toy. And these I hang on pretty much all the hardware on my dressers and on my high boys. This is just hanging there, and the cats come by and give it a swat. Even on doorknobs, it's a really great toy. And it's pretty. It's looks nice in your house. So it's very easy to make. And the template is on our website at marthastewart.com for these beautiful ferny-like leaves. And you just take some felt, trace with an invisible ink. This is a pictogram pen, which is invisible. It actually shows up and then gradually disappears on the felt itself. And then trim all the way around, carefully cutting out all the leaves or all the fronds of the fern. It takes a little bit of time to cut this out, but not that long. And then here you have the leaves as they are flat, and we want to fold them over just to give them a little bit of just a little bit of shape, and use a steam iron to do this. And you can give it a surge of steam, and the felt takes a nice press. So here you have it pressed in half. Looks good. And do the same thing with this leaf. Just iron it down. And when you have the two leaves, put one on top of the other. Use a little bit of cording. This is like a silk cord. And of course, because cats love bells so much, you want the bells and a little ring on which you can just thread the bell onto the cord. Tie this around the stems of the fern fronds in a knot, of course, and do that tightly. And on the end, so this does not unravel, tie this into a little knot. And you can make a lot of these for all your friends who have cats. The cats, I promise, will adore them. I have some of these at home already, and the cats really do love them. They're nice to drag along the floor, too, and have cats play with them. Just have them just drag them along the floor. And you know what? Even the bulldogs like them. There's nothing more relaxing than a warm, long bath after a long, hard day. And adding fragrant salts makes it even more luxurious. Bath salts help soften the water and soothe tired, achy muscles. And it's so easy to make a really good recipe of bath salts. The basic ratio is 1 part baking soda, 3 parts Epsom salt, and 6 parts of coarse sea salt. So in a large mixing bowl, I'm going to put, almost a cup, say 3/4 of a cup of Epsom salts. Epsom salts is basically magnesium sulfate. And it's something that I use on my roses. It's something that if I sprain my ankle or my wrist, I make a solution and soak my swollen joint in it. It reduces swollen and inflamed muscles. So it's a perfect addition to this mix. And we are going to add 1.5 cups of beautiful coarse sea salt. I love the salt on my food, and I love it in my bath. And just about 1/4 of a cup of baking soda. Baking soda helps to soothe the irritation of insect bites, sunburn, and it does that by stabilizing the pH balance of the water. Now for the fun part. If you like scented baths, and most of us do, well, you can use a variety of wonderful, fresh, natural scents. Tangerine oil. These all came from my soap making kit. Grapefruit, vanilla. Oh, I think vanilla. That would be nice for a bath tonight. And you just add a few drops to the mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 drops are just fine. You can use lavender, you can use sage, you can use clary sage, and mix that in. It smells really good. If you're using a strong scent like lavender, add 2 or 3 drops. And if you want to also color the bath salts, let's make ours just a little bit pink. 1, 2. See how that works. And you color this, just rub this in. It's just like coloring sanding sugar. See the wonderful gentle shade of pink that it's turning? And then just bottle this up. You can make it for your friend, you can make it for yourself, and it will add a very nice, soothing quality to your next bath. Here's how I get it in the jar. These 20-ounce ground stopper top jars are available at Martha by mail. They are reusable and reusable and reusable. And you can just keep filling your jar with whatever kind of scented bath salts you like. And this should just about fill your container. What a beautiful addition to any bathroom. My friends are always kidding me about not wasting anything. And an old shirt like this one actually is not so old. The sleeve got caught on a piece of wire out on the fence and tore. I could have made this into a short sleeve shirt, but I thought, well, instead of that, this is such a great project. And the fabric of this shirt is so pretty and goes with these other shirt pillows. Look at this one, made out of an old jean shirt. This one, made out of a blue, very fine cotton man shirt with the buttons down the front and a flanged edge. This is real pretty. Or this lovely shirt with a lovely top-stitched edge and a striped shirt that had a rather torn collar and cuffs. So this was a great candidate for the pillowcase. So here's how you do it. You make yourself a cardboard or oak tag pattern the size of your pillow. So first determine the size. Flatten it out, by the way, before you measure. This one measures approximately 16 inches square. And we are using, for these pillows, 16 inches or 18-inch squares. Not too big. The larger the shirt, though, if you have a really large shirt, you can make a bigger pillow. But this is where it gets narrow, right across the top of the chest, right here. So that's pretty much your guide for the size of the pillow. Once you make your pattern, you can cut the paper in half and then place it over the buttons if that's where you want your buttons. If you want to center it so that the seam is here, like on this jean shirt, you can just move it over as far as it will allow you. And then you have this flat on your shirt. These are equal distance from the edges of the pillow. That works really nicely. And then just cut through the front and the back with one of these fantastic roll cutters, and you can use a straight edge like this on a self-healing cutting board. So I'm just going to press this down right on the edge of the pattern and cut right through the fabric. And you'd be surprised when you start looking through your husband's closet for worn out shirts, you'll find quite a few. This wheel cuts right through all those fronts, and this requires you to basically know how to sew a straight seam. That's it. You don't have to know how to make buttonholes. You don't have to know how to make pretty fronts. You don't have to know how to make pretty much anything for this. That's the appeal of this particular project. And cut right across the top. And now we're ready to sew. So just remove your pattern. You can pin the two pieces together, but you must turn them inside out first. So just turn these right sides together, pin and sew. Now if you're a little unsure of yourself as a sewer, you can baste, but basically pinning will do. And you're not going to waste any of this fabric, so you're going to use about 1/4 of an inch seam. And now just sew all the way around. You can also do this out of sweaters if you like. Cardigan sweaters make the very nice pillows. So here we are, done. This whole project takes, less than, half an hour. It's really great. So here we are. You can unbutton your buttons and turn this inside out. Use a bone folder or corner turner to get sharp corners, since we have sharp corners sewn. This is a very nice cotton. Too bad I got it caught on the fence, but in a way, I'm glad I got it caught on the fence. And by the way, don't do this project until you've laundered and ironed your shirt. So now just steam the edge flat. So there, it's all pressed. Now if you want to do that flanged edge like this, you can just Sew in about 1 inch for the flange. If you want to do this nice edge, which has just a little bit of top stitching, you go right along the edge. And actually, for a fabric that's this light, that would be very nice. Or just leave as is. Put in your gorgeous allied down pillow. Now just make sure you get those corners of the pillow into the corners of your case. Button up, puff it up, and we have another shirt pillow for your guest room, for your bedroom, for your den, or even for the informal living room. Recycling at its best, transforming something old into something new and useful and beautiful.